Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Tips and Tricks Tuesday and we're still coloring our Thanksgiving dinner. So we've got the main part of the meal done. So we're going to do the bottle today and yeah. So we're going to work on this area here. I've picked some colors. Of course, we are going to use the Xena Color colored pencils because they are our weekly feature pencil. So I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to start off with, let's see, I'm missing a pencil. There it is. I'm going to start off with malachite, which is a light green. I had to give it a sharpen. Now we're just going to color this part of the bottle, and I'm just going to do a base coat of this malachite green. Now if the bottle was clear, we would have to draw in all of the background. But because this is a green bottle, you're not going to see that background behind it. So for example, these glasses, because they're clear, I would have to draw in the mantle and some of this stonework behind the glass and the garland behind that glass. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be distorted because of the glass, but it would still be showing through the clear glass. But because this bottle is green, it's not going to show the objects behind it. Color the bottom of the bottle here under the label as well. So as I said, I'm just putting down a base coat. I'm not coloring hard. I'm not coloring, I'm not worrying about the white spot or anything at this point. Alright, now the next color we're going to use is turquoise green. I'm going to sharpen it up. So I hope everybody has had a wonderful day. I know the videos are late today because I had a doctor's appointment with my youngest son, so we was busy. But that's okay, because family first, right? Alright. So now I'm just going through with this malachite green, and I'm putting in the extension of the shadow areas where the bottle is going to curve. And I'm lightening my hand as I get towards the middle, because this center area here is where my light source is going to be. I've also got a dark green that's going to go in here as well for our deepest shadow areas. And I'm just layering that color on there. I'm not pushing too hard because I have another color that needs to go on as well. Now because this paper allows it, I know it's just a coloring book cafe paper. Excuse me 1 second. Got a cough. I hate that. I ate lunch and then it sort of leaves a tickle in my throat. So just going to darken this up a little bit here. And bring it all into the center area there. So I'm just gradually moving it in. I'm going to turn the page here so I can get a better angle on that. So I'm not craning my arm the wrong way. And as you can see, I'm just lightly going over the areas where it's going to be the darkest, and gently bringing it into that lighter area very, very lightly. And then we'll go over that area again with our lightest color again. Oh, my dog has a bit of a cough too. And then down here we're going to actually color the whole thing with this medium green right over top of that light green. Just going to do a little bit deeper. There we go. And then we're going to use this one, which is cyan blue. I'm going to sharpen it up. And this is the deepest color that we're going to use. So we're going to put this in the heaviest shadow areas. And I'm pressing quite hard. Not hard enough that I'm going to break the pencil, but hard enough that I'm getting a thick layer of this color on there. Now I'm just going to come down next to the label here. I have an ant. I have an anti-visitor that's just running right across my page. I don't know where these things come from. It happens every time it rains. If it rains heavily, I end up with little anti-visitors. I've called the exterminator, and I don't know why, but they're not answering my call. I'll have to call them again. We do have an exterminator company that's supposed to come out and take care of these things, but I haven't been able to get a hold of them lately. Move that away from my mouth a little bit so that I'm not breathing heavily into the mic. So like I said, I'm just darkening up this edge area here where I know that shadow is going to be the deepest. And then just feathering it out just a little bit. Same with over here, feathering it out a little bit. Like so. And then we're going to go down here. I'm putting a shadow for the bottle's label here. And then down here as well. Doing those deeper areas. Now the bottom of the bottle here is a thick glass, so that area is going to be darker. take our lightest tone, which is the malachite green, and we're just going to blend that all together. Same with up here. Now I'm pressing a little bit harder now, especially in this center area. And I'm just building those colors up until I'm satisfied with the way they look. Now I'm just going to take this one here. We're going to add a little bit more of it. Now the Xena color, I looked them up and I was wrong. I could have swore that the last time I looked it up that they were a US company, but they're not. They're a European company. So I was incorrect with that information. And they're manufactured and everything else. Not in, I don't believe in China. I think they are manufactured in Europe, but I'm not positive on that. But their head company is in Europe. I think a friend of mine said Ireland, which is kind of cool. So I'm just adding layer after layer until I'm satisfied with the color of the bottle. Like so. I think that's getting pretty close. And then we're going to go over it again with the malachite green. Like so. Not worried about the edge parts there because I'm going to go back in with that cyan blue and deepen that up as well. And then the cyan blue. And I'm just bringing it out very lightly into that turquoise green. And then this side as well. I think I'm getting close to the capacity of the paper. The pencil is starting to lift up when I go over it, so you have to be careful of that when you are coloring. and layering, because sometimes the paper doesn't accept how much you're adding. Alright, so I'm going to grab my brush here and brush off all the excess. So there is our bottle. Now we're going to do the top area here. So I'm going to start out with mimosa, and we're doing the top area in gold with a gold foil. And all champagne bottles have the gold foil right over top of the entire bottle. Okay, and then we're going to take the champagne and we're going to bring it in to those shadowy areas. Just making sure that I get those edges nice and yellow. Or deeper yellow, I should say. Because normally this foil is a yellow gold color. So we're starting off with the yellows. And then we're going to go through with the metallic gold. And we're going to go into those deep yellow areas a little bit deeper. And we're going to extend that shadow line out. Basically, with this color, it gives it the folds and that sort of thing in that gold tone. This is a bit of a brown gold, so it works really well for that shadow color for the gold, for any folds or creases. Not quite sure why that's there, but it is, so we'll work with it. Just making sure that I get the edges. As well as down here. Then we're going to take that champagne yellow again. We're just going to extend from it. Like that. And then we're going to take the mimosa again and we're going to cover the whole area. Just going to fill in that shadow line. Like so. Same with up here. Just going to fill that in. Like that. And then again, going over it with the light yellow. And there we have the top of the bottle. I would really like this tickle to go away. I don't know why, but it's been consistent for a little while now. Just this weird little tickle that gets caught up in my throat, and it's really annoying. Alright, so now we're going to go in with some rose red for the embellishment here. No, I'm not worried about the white spot yet, because we've got to put in our shadow areas. Right. Now we're going to go in with cardinal red. Get those shadow areas taken care of there. And then we'll go back with the rose red and fill that in. Like that. Then we're going to do the same thing down here on the bottom. We're going to fill this in. Not worried about the white spot at this point. Then we're going to take our cardinal red and we're going to do the deepest areas. And we're going to go back in with the rose red and fill it all in. Blend it all together. Like that. And then we're going to take our cream. Just moving that out of the way while I sharpen this. So this is number 47 cream. I haven't been telling you the numbers, just the names. And I'm just doing a blanket color of the cream on the bottle's label. Making sure not to get into that red. be orange. And then we're going to take this one here, which is jasmine. Again, I'm going to sharpen it. Make sure I have a good point. And then I'm going to go into those shadow areas. Now I could have done this with gray, but I find that using a deeper tone of the color that's already there works a little bit better than gray. Though sometimes the gray helps out quite a bit. And of course the choo-choo is going to be loud, just for the fun of it. And then over on this side, making sure I get nice and deep in those edges. And we're going to feather that out into the open area there. And then we're going to take our cream again. We're just going to blend it all together. Like so. And there we have our champagne bottle. Alright, so that is how we color a champagne bottle. So that is our tip of the day of how to color a champagne bottle. So I've used several different colors. Make sure that you always use, well, not always, because sometimes two color combination works well. Sometimes just using one pencil works well, depending upon the variation of lightness, and depends upon how hard you push on the pencil. That's the words I'm looking for. Words are hard, guys. Um, but I have used 10 pencils to color the bottle. Alright, so another thing that we have to do today, because it is hug time. So we do have a hug to color today. And it's the tortoise in the hare hug. So I'm going to grab my pencil or my clippy thingy here. And we're going to color the tortoise and the hare. My clippy thing is almost not able to hold that closed. Alright, so let's get started on the tortoise, I think. So we're going to start with the tortoise's back. And I think we're going to start with ginger. Just a light layer. course I'll darken it up as I go. But with this paper, it's best to work in light layers or one pencil heavy to dark or light to dark. But he's got some variation in his shell, so I want to do it in light layers. Alright, so the next color we're going to use is chocolate brown. Should be right about here. Nope, that's coffee. There we go. We'll use the coffee again, also at some point, but first we're going to start with the chocolate brown. And we're going to go through and we're going to put in the separations between his shells. His little lumpy things. Putting the shadows on his belly shell. Like so. Okay, and then we're going to take the coffee. We're going to go a little bit deeper with the coffee. Putting in those shadows. So basically, when you're coloring, the best thing to do, especially when you're new to coloring, is remember to add, shadows for depth and light for highlights. Basically, when you're looking at something, always, unless there is a light source above it, behind it, or on the ground below it, always assume that the light source is coming from the front, so your face is the light source. Unless there's shadows and other things that tell you different. Okay. Almost done with the dark areas here. Now we're going to take a little bit of, I need olive green. That's not it. It's too brown. Yeah, so I'm going with some olive green. Just give the shell itself a little bit of color on the bottom areas of the little lumpy things, because these stand up, these aren't flat. As well as up here. And on his belly shell. Right. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to go back to that jasmine. And we're just going to fill that all in. Like so. And then we're going to take a little bit darker of a brown, and I'm going to use khaki for his legs. Then we're going to take that chocolate or that coffee, and we're just going to do his spots here in the shadow areas. And then we'll go over that again with the khaki brown, darkening it up a little bit. Like so. And the same over here, going to go through with that coffee, darkening up some of those shadows. And then we're going to go over it with that khaki. So as you can see, I've only used 2 colors on this area. I think that's all it needs. Same with up here for his arm. And then we're going to go in with our coffee, darken that up, get our shadow in there. Okay. Alright, I think. So hopefully everybody is having a really good start to the week. So I have one more collection after, one more of the pencil collection after the Xena color, and that is the U-Buy. And they should have been before the Xena color, but I don't have them swatched. I thought I had a swatch sheet for them, but I must have misplaced it. I put it away somewhere and I don't know where I put it because it's not in my book. So I'll have to go through and see if I can find it. I may have lent it to the kid when I lent him the pencils. So we'll have to either have to redo it, or, which isn't a bad idea since it's not done on my swatch chart, so I'll probably end up redoing it anyway. But I was hoping to do them all in order, but yeah, it's the last two sets. It's not a big deal. And of course, I will still continue to have a feature set. So on Collection Mania Monday, I will state what feature set I will be using for the week. Alright, so there is our tortoise all finished up there. Now let's do the hair. So we're going to start with some light gray. And this is light gray. And I'm just going everywhere with the light gray except for his little nose. And the inside of his ear. Oh, of course, the sun has come out, so now it's blinding you. Hold on a second, let me fix that. Let me fix that. Of course, the sun will go away in 3 seconds after I fix this. There you go. I don't know why that's showing as red. There should not be any red there. Alright. That's better. That's more of the natural light. Like I said, the sun has come out onto the back side of the house here where my desk is. And even though I have the curtains drawn, it has decided that I need more light. Which to me is fine. To you guys, not so much. Makes it very hard for you guys to see what's going on when it's blinding like that. So I'm just blanket coloring with this light gray. There we go. So as I was saying previously for the bottle, basically all you need to do is just remember that the light is coming from the front, and of course that the light area, the light where the light's hitting is always going to be darker, or lighter, pardon me, than the darker areas on the side of the bottle. And it gives it that dimension, gives you the ability to have that dimension in your bottle. Just finishing up his feet here. This arm over here. And then we're going to go in with a different gray. Now we start adding some details. So now we're going to go start with gray. Now I'm going to sharpen it because we got some flicks to do because it's bunny fur. And bunny fur needs flicks. Alright. So I'm just going to start flicking. In the direction that the artist has already provided. Like I said, this is gray. And it's just straight gray out of the Color set. Alright. There we go. Now just up into the, and then down as well. Alright. And down his back here. And once again, just going through, getting all those darker areas done up. Now I'm not too concerned about getting all of the flicks in because the darkest areas I'm still going to be adding another color. Alright. This is relaxing me to the point where I think I might need a nap. I don't know why, I just suddenly got very, very tired. Hate that. Alright. Then do his other foot here. Trying to make sure that I'm not completely covering it up on you. Alright, do his nails. And then the last part, we're going to do it in this one here, which is dim gray. And we're just going to get into those deeper areas that should be shadowed deeper. Like so. hope everybody has been joining me with the hugs, or at least looking at the hugs on Instagram that everybody is doing. Some wonderful, talented people joining in, which is awesome. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, okay. And then we're going to take some lovely pink and do the inside of his ears. Well, this ear here anyway. And his nose. And then we're going to take a little bit lighter pink and just blend that in a little bit. And there we have it. I'm going to take the white and we're going to do his fluffy little tail here and blend this in a little bit more, especially under the belly and up here. Okay. Alright, now we're going to take some greens. We need a lovely grass green, which just so happens to be right here. We're going to do the grass area, and that will be the end of the hug for today as well. Just moving along today. We got a champagne bottle down on our Thanksgiving dinner. Now on Wednesday we have a special guest coming and we have some giveaways. So the wonderful Delane from Color Pocket will be visiting us on Wednesday. So if you have a Color Pocket, join us. If you don't have a Color Pocket, join us anyway. Definitely, if you want to purchase a Color Pocket, do so on the website www.colorpocket.com and or Amazon. Alright, so I think I've got the grass greeny colors in there that I want. Now I'm going to add a little bit of a yellow green color. So we're going to go with this one here, which is apple green. And we're just going to brighten up that green color of the grass under their feet. And a little tiny bit of dark green. So we're going to take a little bit of olive, I think, is a good one. And we're just going to make sure that we have some definition in these reeds here, weeds, big spikes of grass there. And then we're going to take some gray and we're going to do these little stones. And was there? There we go. Okay. And there we have hug number 82 all done up. The rabbit in the hare. It is November 9th. So November 9, 2021. And this is hug number 82. So we have 18 more hugs to do, 19 more hugs to do, because we have actually colored 101. Alright, now switch you over to the main camera here so you can see better. And there is our hug of the day. Wonderful little rabbit and turtle. The tortoise and the hare hug. And for our lesson today, where did I put it? I lost it. We covered the champagne bottle. So basically all you do with the champagne bottle is put down your lightest coat and then your medium coat to bring that in, and then our darkest coat to keep that shadow area on the edges filled in. And then you can go over it again with your lightest coat, and if you feel that you need more darkness to it, just keep on adding until you have the right consistency. Same with the top part here. We wanted it to be a nice golden color, so I added several yellows plus a metallic gold just to give it that look of a golden foil cover. And down here on the label we did a light area of cream, added a little bit of brown for our shadow and a little bit of yellow, and then went over it with the cream again. The bird was done with the woodless color pencils. This is done with our Xena colored pencils that I of course featured yesterday in Collection Mania, and will be our featured pencil for the week. Alright guys, that is it. So I thank you all very much for joining me. I hope it was helpful, at least entertaining. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That is the absolutely best way to support the channel. And if you do find that you want to financially support the channel, we do have a membership availability. Just hit that join button and look at all of the different perks that are available with the different tiers of membership. If any of those pique your interest, hit that join button and join us on our live streams with some special emotes and badges and all that fun stuff. Okay, other than that, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Until tomorrow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.